Good morning, good Wednesday morning. It is 10 o'clock here in the Central Time Zone. Welcome. Outlaw Radio, here we are. I, of course, am the Outlaw. I'm welcoming you in for another session of Outlaw Radio here live. This is impromptu. I know I went from doing this regularly at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time and just now doing it whenever I can, whether it's a Wednesday or a Thursday. But I'm trying to make Wednesdays a thing here, and I'm trying to be consistent with it. And it's I'm not gonna lie, it's been a bit of a struggle lately. But that's the topic of today's discussion here. But first and foremost, let's get the intros out of the way. I am the Outlaw Night. Welcome to Outlaw Radio. Welcome to my very fancy little studio office with my curtains and everything and my Millennium Falcon over my shoulder. If you're new here, thank you for being here. Thanks for checking it out. Why you should care. Who am I? I'm the Outlaw Night. I've been a professional wrestler since 1995, based out of Central Canada. I've had the privilege over the last 31 years to have somewhat north of 1,100 matches with a lot of people you know and a lot of people you don't, from Central Canada all the way to British Columbia, into of course Ontario, through the United States in certain areas, and I've had a couple of cups of coffee in Japan, and I've had the privilege of working backstage for both WWE, AEW, and others as an extra. In addition, so if that's something you're interested in, you enjoy the idea of learning a little bit more about me and my wrestling journey, please hit the QR code above. Take a look at the merchandise I've got available in both Great White North Productions and, of course, over at ProWrestlingNews.com. Again, the QR code right above me right there will take you directly to my link tree, and that'll hook you up not only with my merchandise for wrestling, but also my literary achievements. I'm also an author. I write urban fantasy stories. I've got them in paperback, ebook, and hardcover. Audible is an option for down the line. And if that's something you're interested in, I certainly would be more than happy to have a discussion about, the creative process and writing and all that other stuff as things go along. But of course, primarily, again, as I said before, I am a professional wrestler. Currently, right now, my home company, Blaze Pro Wrestling, over at blazeprowrestling.com. Find them on all the social medias at Blaze Pro Wrestling, whether it's a TikTok. They're doing lives every day until the 21st, because we are live, twice a day, 3 times on the weekends at the Red River X here in Winnipeg, putting on matches, spot show matches outdoors for the lovely people who come by when they're done listening to music or going on rides, whatever. We are available there. I believe 6 o'clock and 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and then 3, 6, and 9 Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So please check it out. I've had a great time. I've already done a couple of matches, and I've got at least 2 more this week, possibly a third one on Saturday. We will see. We will check it out. Thank you for everybody that's here live here on TikTok and has joined me here on YouTube. Again, I know this is impromptu, and I'm sort of coming out of nowhere with this one, but it's been... Well, if you're here and you've seen the title of the episode and you've seen the thumbnail, the short answer is that says everything it needs to say. I'm not okay, but that's okay. It's been quite a challenge, not just in the last week or so, but in the last, couple of months, last couple of years, dealing with some significant life changes, moving, switching mainstream jobs, trying to, get this platform off the ground, trying to, reach out to new people and more. And last night, I realized as I was struggling to put my boots on, to head out the door, to do an evening job that I do not have any issue with, by the way. The people there are great. It's a sweet gig. It's a nice little part-time security gig that helps pay the bills and keeps the lights on, I realized that I was in a funk. and I was really down on myself, and I wanted to beat myself up, and I wanted to just stay home and eat ice cream and bed rot and watch bullshit shows and just completely immerse myself in comfort as opposed to trying to move forward and make improvements. And I know I'm not alone in this. I know that everybody struggles, and I know that everybody has similar feelings of inadequacy, has similar feelings of feeling like a fraud, feeling like they've accomplished nothing in their lifetime. And I know I talked about this last week, and I realized with my Journey Never Ending conversation that I was leading into this discussion because I wasn't ready to have this discussion last week. So without getting overly personal and without oversharing too much, it has been really hard for me lately, and I don't talk about it much. I've got a lot of people that rely on me, my loved ones, the people at Blaze Pro Wrestling who rely on me to be there as often as I can to offer guidance, coaching, and support. Family, my kid, love of my life, everybody. And I realize it's easy to have it say, it's like, oh, it's such a masculine thing and it's toxic in its own way to feel like, I'm not providing or I'm not giving everything I need to, or I'm not being the right kind of person that's really able to taking care of everyone in my life around me, and that it's on me, and that by not being able to do it, I'm a failure. And it's really hard when you have those down moments to remember that is that part of your brain that's lying to you. That's that part of your brain that wants to beat you up. That is honestly in its own way trying to protect you from like facing more challenges. It's trying to protect you from more pain and more discomfort. And we all know at this point in time, or at least I do, I know by now that the only way to defeat discomfort and to defeat that feeling of not being enough or not having enough to give is by facing those challenges and facing those feelings head on and just giving them shit and seeing them for what they are. Moments in time that are real. They're real feelings. What those right-wing nutbags say all the time, facts don't care about your feelings even though they don't understand the facts. On the surface, they're not wrong. The facts are that I'm not letting the people in my life down. The facts are that I'm providing still for my daughter, and I am able to keep the lights on, and everything's going okay. But in my heart, I feel like I'm not doing enough. And that is hard. That is hard to accept, and it is hard to admit, which is why I'm forcing myself to admit it now. I almost canceled on this show this week because I was like, I don't have anything entertaining to say, and I don't want to talk to anybody, and I don't want to talk about pop culture or movies or wrestling, or I don't want to talk about I feel like I'm failing at every aspect of my life. And I haven't even been to the gym properly in 4 days. I haven't been on a regular schedule for there in months. I'm working at odd hours. I'm not able to make any headway in my next book. I feel like I'm constantly playing catch up, and I feel like I've been doing this for a decade. And with a lot of the significant life changes I made in the last few years, I thought, okay, I'm starting to make some headways. And I did. I started to make a lot of different changes. I started to, go in better directions. And I have to remember that just because I'm starting in new directions, that these directions are still challenging. And that's okay too. It's okay to face these challenges head on. I'm just, I feel like I'm spouting cliches. I feel like I'm saying all the words, but I'm not feeling them in here, and I'm not feeling it up here. Have you ever felt like that? I bet you have. Anyways, it's my hope that by being here and being honest and being vulnerable with you all, being vulnerable with myself, that'll help snap me out of the funk that I'm in right now. And I don't know if it's a seasonal thing. I don't know if it's depression clinically or whatever. I've never been diagnosed, but I do know that there are just some times of the year where I am just low. And I'm having one of those moments. I've had it for a couple of days. And so I've had to apologize to my loved ones, and I'm apologizing now to the guys at the X for the latest pro. I've not been myself. I've not had the same level of energy. I've not had the same level of life as I like to present. Not just for you guys, but for me. I haven't felt like me. I'm getting there, slowly but surely. So, again, here is your semi-regular reminder, and I'm probably going to do variations of this topic as time goes along, because at the end of the day, as much as I want to make this Outlaw Radio a platform that everybody can enjoy, we're going to talk about fun stuff as well, and talk about challenging stuff, and I'll talk about many different types of things, good, bad, or otherwise. This is also just a platform for me to be honest, to share, to be authentic, and to be my own personal therapist. Because if I say it out loud and I share it with you, I'm really hoping that in some way it gets paid forward. And when you're feeling low and you're feeling down and you think that you're worthless and you think that you're not enough and you think that everything you've done has not been worth a nickel, I hope you remember that you're not the only one who feels this way. And it's not true. And that it really is okay to not be okay. I'm not okay. That's okay. Thank you for letting me be emotional for a little bit today. Yeah, I don't have anything more in depth than that. There will be some more wrestling. I'm not giving up. I've got wrestling this weekend. I will be back at the Red River X tomorrow night, 8:30. So if you're in Winnipeg, please come to the Red River X. Enjoy the rides. Have yourself a big old box. Get yourself a case of mini donuts. I certainly went through some with my daughter on Monday there. That was good. Check out all the rides. Ride the Outlaw. Giggity. Have a good time with that. I will be in action Thursday night and Sunday night for sure. I'm hoping to be there Saturday as well. I'm not okay, but it's okay. And you're okay too. Face it head on. Don't be afraid to ask for help. For God's sakes, be kind to yourself. Till next week, where hopefully I'm going to have some more fun stuff to talk about. For now.